Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter coordinate plane. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well, right? So let's just start with the lesson. Okay, here I am on grade 7 math. The chapter we are on right now is coordinate plane. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is coordinate plane review. So let's just start with the lesson. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is which point has the coordinates -2 and -1, right? You are given a coordinate plane. Basically, coordinate plane is the Cartesian plane that have an x-axis and y-axis, and you have to plot different points on the coordinate plane, right? So you have to see which point has the coordinates -2 and -1, right? So both the values are negative. X value is negative and the y value is negative, right? So here x is positive, y is positive, right? X is negative and y is positive. Here is the third quadrant is the one where the all the where both the x and y coordinates, x and y points are negative, right? That means this point must be here in this quadrant. So -2 and -1, just look at the q. You have only one point here. Just look at the coordinates of the q. Here is -2 and here is -1. That means q is the point that has the coordinates -2 and -1. Got it? The correct option is q. The correct option is q, right? Okay. Okay. The coordinate plane is formed by a horizontal number line called the x-axis, vertical number line called the y-axis, right? That is the definition of the coordinate plane. You have an x-axis and y-axis. Got it? Okay. Each axis crosses each the other at 0. That is the origin where they both intersect each other. That this point is the origin, right? There is a point where x-axis and y-axis intersect each other, right? Okay. Then you have an ordered pair. XY describes the location of a point on the coordinate plane. Basically, the order pair tells you the location point on the coordinate plane. The first number is called the x coordinate and the second number is called the y coordinate, right? So the first value is x value and the second value is y value, right? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Which point has the coordinates -5 and 2, right? So the first value, -5, that is the value of x coordinate and that is the value of the y coordinate. X value is negative and y value is, right? So at this side, x is negative and y is positive, right? X is -5. Here, -5 it is and y is 2. Got it? That means V is the point that has the coordinates -5 and 2. Got it? The correct option is V. So the correct option is V. Okay, the next one is what is the coordinates of n? Locate the point n on the coordinate plane and then write down the coordinates of the n, right? So where is n? Here it is. You have to see the coordinates. So just match this point to the x-axis to look for the x coordinate, that is 5. And same way match it to the y coordinate, that is -5. So the coordinates of the point n are 5 and -5. Got it? The correct option is 5 and -5. Option number mm, second option is the correct one, right? 5 -5 is the correct option. Okay, what are the coordinates of point S? So which is correct option? Look for the coordinates of the S. Which option is the correct one? Here is the S. Match it to the x-axis, -4. Match it to the y-axis, -4 and -1, right? These are the coordinates of the point S, right? You can write S has the coordinates -4, -1 like this. Got it? So the second one is the correct option, right? -4, -1 is the correct option. What it has coordinates -1, -2, right? So which is the correct option? Which point has these coordinates? X is -1, y is -2, right? Both the values are negative x and y. That means you are in the third coordinate, right? This is when you look for the quadrants, this is the first quadrant. This is the second quadrant, right? This is the third quadrant and this is the fourth quadrant, right? So you can see because both the values are negative, so you can see that must be in the third quadrant, because in the third quadrant both x-axis and y-axis are negative. You can see here x negative values, here y negative values. So F is the point that has the coordinates -1 and -2. Got it? The correct option is point F. Which point has -2, -1? So which is the correct option? Which option is the correct one? Yes, that is. Q has the point that are -6 and -2 and -1, right? Option number 1 is the correct option, right? The correct option is Q. Which are the coordinates of L? So which is the correct option? That is, yes, 5 and -4 is the correct option. That is option number 2. 5 and -4 is the correct option, right? What are the coordinates of point C? So which is the correct option? The correct option is here is C, right? -4 and -3, it is option number 1, correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is quadrants and axis. Now let's just start with the one we are discussing. So let's just start with okay, quadrants and axis. Okay, let me just explain in detail a bit of quadrants and axis, right? The vertical axis is the y-axis, right? The horizontal axis is the x-axis. This is positive side, this is negative, right? The point of intersection of both the axes is the origin, right? On this side, you have all positive values for x. Left side, you have all negative values, right? Same here. On the side, you have all positive values. Downside, you have all negative values. You have to move counterclockwise on the coordinate plane. This is the first quadrant. Counterclockwise means in opposite direction to clock. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant, right? In first quadrant, both x values are positive and y values are negative. You can see here they are the positive values and they are the positive values, right? In second quadrant, x is negative, see here, and y is positive. In third quadrant, x is negative, y is negative. In fourth quadrant, x is positive and y is negative, right? You don't have to keep them in your mind, you just have look here. Here you have all positive values, here you have all negative values, right? Now let's just see what we have to do with the practice questions. Which quadrant is in? Okay, where is L? Here it is. Which quadrant it is? That is quadrant number first quadrant. L is in the first quadrant, right? Let's just start with the practice questions. Which quadrant is the point L in? Which is the correct option? Here is the point L, right? Which quadrant it is? That is quadrant number 1. First quadrant it is. That means point L is in the first quadrant. The correct option is quadrant 1. Which point is in quadrant 2? Which point is in quadrant? The correct option is U is in this, that is the second quadrant, and U is this in second quadrant. The correct option is U. Which quadrant is the point H in? Which is the correct option? Here is the H, right? That is first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. So H is in fourth quadrant. The correct option is quadrant 4. Which point is in quadrant 3? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Which point is in quadrant 3? That is F. F is in the quadrant 3. The correct option is F. The next one is which quadrant is the point A in? So which is the correct option? Yes, A is in quadrant 1. The correct option is quadrant 1, right? Which point is in quadrant 1? Which is the correct option? The correct option is quadrant A. Sorry, A point is in quadrant 1, right? The correct option is A. Which quadrant is the U point U in? Okay, let's see where is U. Here it is. U is in the fourth quadrant. The correct option is quadrant 4, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is follow directions on a coordinate plane. Let's just start with the next lesson, that is follow directions on a coordinate plane. Okay, so you start at 4 to move right 5 points. Where do you And okay, you start at 4 2, right? 4 2. X is 4, y is 2, right? Here is x4 and here is y2, right? 4 and 2. You moved right 5 units, okay? Move right 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. You end up here, right? That means you started from 4 2. When you move right 5 points, you end up on 9 2, right? If you have to move right or left, that means you're moving on the x axis, right? Right left movement is on x axis and up down movement is on y axis, right? So that the correct option is 9 and 2. Let's just start with the test questions. You start at 10 5. You move left 4 units. Again, you have to move left 4 units. That means you have to move on the x axis, right? But on the left side. You start at 10 5, right? Here is x10 and here is 5. You moved 4 units left. Okay, so let's just start. 1, 2, 3, 4. You end up here. That's 10 5. You started from 10 5, but you ended up on 10 5, 6 5, right? The correct option is 6 5. It is. Got it? The correct option is 6 5. You start at 5 4. You move left 3 units. Okay. 5 and 4. You move left 3 units. 1, 2, 3. Like you say 4, but you ended up on 2 4. The correct option is 2 4. The correct option is 2 4, right? The correct option is 2 4. Okay. Now you have to answer the questions. Okay, you start at 2 10. You move right 6 10. Where you do you end? That is 8 10 because you move right. So you need to add 6 to the x coordinate. That would be 8 10. You don't have to count, right? That is 8 and 10. Okay, the next one is you start at 1 1. You move up 3 units. Now you're moving up. You have to add to x coordinate. The correct option is 1 4. You have to add 3 to y coordinate. So the correct option is 1 4. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? You start at 2 8. You moved right 2 units. Where do you end? Which is the correct option? That is 4 8 because you moved right, right? So you need to add 2 to the x component. So that would be 4 8. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? You start at 1 3. You move right 7 units. Where do you end? Yes, the correct option is 8 3. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? You start at 7 7. You move down 7 units. Where do you end? Which is the correct option? Yes, that is 0 7 0, right? Because you're moving down. That means 7 0. Y axis would be, you have to subtract from y axis. So that would be 7 and 0. You start at 9 6. You move right 1 unit. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 10 6 is the correct option, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is distance between 2 points. Let's just start with the next lesson. We're going to learn how do we calculate the when you are given 2 points on the coordinate plane, how do you distance, right? So just look at the example. Find the distance between 10 8 and 10 4, right? So just think logically, right? And see things carefully. You can see here 10 and 10. Their x coordinate is same, right? Because they are on the same line. You can see here they're on 10. Just subtract the y value. 8 minus 4 is 4, right? That means the distance between these 2 points is 4 units, right? The correct option is 4 units. So when you need to calculate, you subtract x component from x component and y component from y components, right? Here it is. You can see here the difference between these 2 points is just the 4 points. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, find the distance between the 2 points, between the points 4 10 and 4 5. So which is the correct option? They are again on the same line. You simply have to subtract the y components, right? That is 5, right? Just x components are same. You just have to subtract the y coordinates. 10 minus 5 is 5. So they are, the difference between these 2 points is, the distance between 2 points is 5 units, right? Find the distance between the points 4 10 and 4 5. Isn't the same one we just did, right? The difference between 2 points is, the distance between 2 points is 5 units. The correct option is 5 units it is. Find the distance between the 2 points. They have the same x coordinate, right? So 10 minus 4 is 6. So that means the distance between these 2 points is 6 units. Yes, the correct option is 4 units. Find the distance between the points 2, 5 and 10, 5. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 8 units, right? Find the distance between the points 4, 10 and 4, 5. So which is the correct option? Yes, that is 5 units. The correct option is 5. Find the distance between the points 3, 4 and 9, 4. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 6 units, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on math. The chapter we're working on is coordinate plane. The lessons we have covered today are coordinate plane review, quadrants and axis, follow directions on a coordinate plane and distance between 2 points. So please make sure next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9. Or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So if you have any questions related to the lessons we have just finished, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session.